Okay, she's ready up there. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is the June session of the Special Magistrate for the City of Oviedo. Today we have two items to be heard. The first item is Case A. Case number is CE 16-000315. Involves property located at 231 Vine Street in Oviedo 32765. Parcel ID number is 102131503 00000400. The owners of that property appear to be James L. Larson and Janice E. Larson. That's L-A-U-R-S-E-N. The alleged violations are violation of Section 22-173 relating to overgrown nuisance lots. The second violation is a violation of Section 22-144, which is the public nuisance ordinance. And the last is an alleged violation of Section 4.15, which deals with accessory structures, walls, and fences, design, and maintenance. Who is here today to speak to case number 1? All right. Would you gentlemen come forward? Would you both come forward also? All right. Please, before I swear you in, state your name for the record.
Jim Orioles.
All right, sir, and your name?
Jim Larson.
Jim. That's L-A-U-R-S-E-N. All right, will you both raise your right hand? You solemnly affirm that the testimony you shall give here today shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. All right. We'll hear first from the city, then we'll hear from you, Mr. Larson. Okay, Mr. Orioles.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Jim Orioles, representing the city in case number 16-00836.
Okay.
I'm still Jim Orioles, and I'm still representing the city. This time it's case number 16-000315, 231 Vine Street, Oviedo. I have a packet of evidence I've already given the respondent, Your Honor. I have 22 pages of evidence I would like to give to Your Honor.
All right, thank you. May I see it, please? Mr. Larson, you have a copy of this?
Yes.
Okay. All right, not hearing any objection, I will be admitted into evidence as the city's composite exhibit 1. All right, go ahead, Mr. Orioles.
The first document, Your Honor, is the property appraiser sheet showing the property is in fact owned by Mr. and Mrs. Larson. The next sheet, Your Honor, is the applicable codes that we are alleging that were broken on this property. The next is a picture taken on February the 16th. The following is the same. The third picture is the same. The fourth picture is the same. The fifth picture is the same. This home, we believe, was damaged by the hurricanes, when 3 hurricanes came through. We could not access or see the property, and in February there was a new home built alongside of Vine Street. And when they built the new home, they removed a very thick hedge that had been on the property line, exposing the what Your Honor can see in these pictures. It became exposed in February. We contacted Mr. Larson. He appeared very helpful, non-antagonistic at all, and he said he would do what he could on the property. On March the 21st, there's more pictures that were taken, actually taken to the second story of the new home construction. Your Honor can see that There was some progress done. The vehicles that were noted were removed. The high growth, some of the overgrowth was taken care of. However, the structure, the dilapidated structure still remained. So on March 21st, we sent a formal notice of violation asking that the repair or remove the dilapidated structure, remove all junk and debris and high growth, and make all vehicles stored on the property licensed and operable by April 21st. We have the next is the certification of mailing, and the green card follows it.
All right. First, I find that there has been adequate statutory notice provided both of the violation and of the hearing today, and of course, Mr. Larson is here today. All right, go ahead, Mr. Williams.
On May 24th, as Your Honor can see, we made more inspections. These next photographs are from May 24th, and again, the vehicles were removed. Most of the high growth was removed. The fence was under repair, but the structure has really not been addressed. So we sent an affidavit of violation and a notice of hearing. Your Honor, we do not have the receipt for the mailing. However, we do have a signed green card for that affidavit and notice of violation.
Okay, and I do note Mr. Larson is present today, so
yes, sir.
He obviously got notice.
Yes, sir. On 6/27, we went out and took some more pictures. Mr. Larson has now completely fixed the fence so that it is really not that visible from the road anymore, as you can see in this second to last pictures of the fence. But there's a break in the fence, and we can see that the last picture, you can see that the structure is still in dilapidated and unsafe condition.
So it's now dilapidated, looking at the photographs, but it is intact. Is that the fence is now dilapidated, but it's still intact?
The fence is intact. Yes, sir. The fence is not dilapidated. It's actually okay.
Okay.
But the structure has not changed.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Larson. Okay, speak into the microphone there.
I've got two people here at the house now. I don't know what's going to cost me. And that's what I was waiting on. And I guess I'm going to maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Well, what are your plans?
I guess I'm going to tear down the house. One of my problems is I store a lot of junk in there. The garages are okay. The tree did fall after the hurricanes, and that was my problem. If it had fell during the hurricanes, I probably would have got insurance on it. But the old tree we come in one Sunday, and it was laying on my head right down the middle of the house. So I got stuff stored in, I should say, my front garage, side garage, and on the back porch, which was like,
Okay.
so I got junk. Of course, we bought a new house since then. If you notice my trailers there, I hate to tell people that I had about 4 gun safes in the garage. And that's what I've been moving all this week or last week. But I work by myself. And but I did finally see it's going to take more than just me to tear down the house. I hauled off 2 loads. It's $30 a ton to dump it. And one of the guys told me it was $250 a truckload for him to haul it off. And I said, well, come up and just tell me what you can do. It's a wooden house. I went to the fire department to see if they wanted to burn it down. But they said they wouldn't burn it. So we have to haul it off.
All right. This was damaged in 2004, 2005. When I forget when
it was
the
after the hurricanes.
I think that was 2005.
It's
I
been 10
think
years. It's been 10 years.
Okay. It's
I
not
keep
been.
all the pieces that fall off the house. You know?
No one's lived there since.
No, sir.
Right.
And matter of fact, the day this all started, I'm going to say it was January, February, I don't know. I'd come up in my truck and my old lawnmower. I was going to mow the grass because it's been dry this season. And I'm going to say it was 10 inches high, but it didn't take 20 minutes to mow the grass. You know what I mean? I just mow what I usually do. And then, like you say, I've been picking up. It wasn't my neighbors that was complaining. It's the Newman, of course. You know what I mean? And like I was telling Jim, I used to mow all of that for Mr. Coe. And when he sold the place, I quit mowing it, and they tore it down. They built some houses. They pulled out the blind that you could see. That fence, we've lived here 44 years. And when I was here, the hedge was there. And the only thing that went through it is when my boys was, I want to say 15 or so, he had some girls, and they had motorcycles and four-wheelers, and they went around the ends of it. And that's where I put the fence up. But we are waiting on, I can't think of the word they use, site preparers or something like that.
Are they giving you an estimate?
No, they haven't. They just told me how much it would cost to carry it off. So whatever it costs, I'll let you guys know when it's done.
Well, have you considered selling the property and letting somebody else clear it off?
No, my wife thinks we're going to build a big old house there. I'm too old to start over. That's my comment.
Good.
But I try to warn them that I'm waiting.
Well, here's the problem. There's no question in my mind as special magistrate, Mr. Larson, that it's clearly in violation
Yes, sir.
of both ordinances, not the fence ordinance anymore, but
Well, it's the
certainly
house. It's the house.
overgrown and nuisance lot ordinance and the public nuisance ordinance. It's really a harbor for all sorts of vermin, and it's a health and a safety hazard. I'm surprised you haven't had some kid getting there and get injured so
Well,
far.
it's behind the fence.
Yeah, but
It's fenced in.
yeah, I drive my bicycle down the trail there, so I'm familiar with the property. I've
Yes.
seen it in the past. You know, it's going to have to be corrected
It's going to
now.
tore down.
You know,
They got it.
I'm sure the city is willing to give you a reasonable time to do that, but it can't go on indefinitely.
I understand.
So, what is your best estimate of how long it's going to take to correct the condition?
I've got to get a place to store my old stuff, I guess, rent some storage or something.
Okay.
But when they tell me how much, I'll let you know.
You think you can do it in 90 days?
We'll try. Like I say, I was trying to tear it down, and it's too much for one person.
Well,
And, I need bigger equipment, let's put it that way.
Well,
I can haul it, but,
90 days from now would be,
okay.
see when that,
This is June, July, August. Yeah,
June, July, September 30th?
When's the last meeting? What's do you have a calendar when last week or anything?
Well, September 30th would be the last day, I think, of September.
Yes. September 30th.
that sounds good.
All right.
I ain't going nowhere.
All right. What I'm going to rule, Mr. Larson, is that the property has to be brought into compliance with Section 22-173. That's the
Which is the
overgrown
house.
nuisance lot, and also with Section 22-144 by September 30th of 2016. If it doesn't, then actually, when will our hearing be in September? September when? 27th. All right. 22nd or 7th? 22nd. All right. Well, what I'm going to do then, and I'm going to change that slightly, it's got to be brought into compliance by September 22.
In other words, tear the house.
We're going to have a hearing on this on September 22. It's just be a status update.
Yes.
And I'm not going to impose a fine today, although I probably should. The fine could run as high as $500 a day, and each day would be a separate violation. But what I'm going to do is, I realize it's a task for you. If when we have the hearing on September 22, it's corrected, then great, everybody will be happy. If on September 22 it's not been brought into compliance, I will begin imposing a fine. Now, how much that fine will be at this point in time, I'm not going to say, but I can tell you it'll probably be at least $250 a day. I mean, it's just
the
got.
house won't be tore down, basically. It's the old house that's got to be tore down, you're saying.
Well, the lot's got to be cleaned up, and that would include tearing that old house down. I'm assuming from the pictures I see. I don't know
It's
what
that
else
side,
you could
it's
do.
the side of the house. The other side's okay. That's
But we're sympathetic to your situation, but all things have to come to an end, unfortunately. So if the city will go ahead and notice the hearing for September 22, then on that date, we'll see where we go from there.
See how much I've improved.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Larson.
No problem.
And I'm assuming the city is not seeking any administrative costs today. Okay, thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is case B. This is case CE 16-000836. Involves property located at 950 North Central Avenue. The owners are apparently Andreev Partners, LLC, which is apparently a Tennessee LLC. Parcel number is 1021313000017, capital A 0000. The alleged violation is a violation of Ordinance 22-19, which prohibits open storage with some exceptions. Who's going to be speaking to that today? All right, Mr. Orioles. Anyone else going to be speaking to that today? All right, come forward, Mr. Orioles, and state your name for the record.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Jim Orioles, representing the city in case number 16-000836.
All right. Would you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly affirm the testimony you shall give today shall be the truth and nothing but the truth.
I do, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, I have a packet containing 31 pages of evidence I'd like to approach Your Honor and give.
All right. Go ahead. Not hearing any objections, that will be received in evidence as composite exhibit B1, the city. All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, the first document you have in front of you is the property appraiser sheet showing that the property is in fact owned by Andreev Partners, LLC. The next document Your Honor has is the copy of 2219, the ordinance that allegedly has been violated. The next item, Your Honor, is from inspection on the 9th of May that shows the trash and debris around the dumpster. The second picture I took, Your Honor, because I honestly thought the respondent was going to be here today, and one of the respondents has been constantly saying it's from neighbors dumping the garbage, and I wanted this picture to be shown. This is very definitely a box that came from the liquor store that's on site. On May the 13th, we sent a notice violation citing the ongoing problems we've had. In the notice violation, we cited that we notified the property manager, and the property manager's in Lakeland, and I have talked to him personally and emailed him and got response from him. We have talked to him on October 28th, November 15th, March 7th, May 4th, May 10th about this problem. And as we wrote the notice of violation, and as of 8 a.m. today, there was still trash there. We gave the respondent 24 hours from the time that the notice was received to clean up the trash. The next item, Your Honor, was the certified mail receipt. We never got the green card back, Your Honor. The next item we have is a copy from the United States Postal Service website that shows that, in fact, the letter was delivered and signed for on May the 16th.
What about the notice of hearing today?
Yes, sir. That comes later in the case.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you want me to thumb forward to that?
Yeah, let's go to that. Let's get the hearing sufficiency out of the way first.
Yes, sir. On sent an affidavit of violation and notice of hearing on, wait a minute. May 23rd, and that was signed for on May 26th.
All right, first I want to find that the notice of violation and the notice of hearing are legally adequate, and the notice has been properly served. All right, go ahead.
The notice of violation said by 24 hours was received on the 16th, so we consider that should be corrected by the 17th. You see, Your Honor can see pictures from the 19th, from both sides of the dumpster. The 23rd, the same trash. The 31st of May, the same trash. Well, maybe not the same, but more trash.
Yeah.
6th of June, 24th of June. The 24th of June, this is litter that has blown from the dumpster enclosure. They installed doors on the dumpster, but it's still, as you can see, Your Honor, trash is still blowing around. The 24th,
doors, even with the doors, it would still constitute a violation,
absolutely,
would it not?
yes, sir.
Still a public health problem.
Of course. And not only that, the doors are left open about half the time. On the 27th, I took more pictures just to show a history of the property. This morning, you can see the pictures I've taken again this morning, and I know that the last 3 pictures are admittedly nitpicky, but it's just an unsightly problem, and the things there are from their tenants. I can't say that all the trash is not from outside sources, but in my many conversations with the property manager, they have installed locks on the dumpster. And now they claim because there's locks on dumpsters that it's outside sources. But, Your Honor, it's not a unique situation in this city to have a dumpster. It's not a unique situation in this city for somebody to dump trash on the outside of a dumpster. And it's not a unique situation that we have had to cite people. Officer Stevens and myself have both in the past had to cite people for trash on a dumpster. What makes this unique is this is the only situation I've encountered where the property owner claims he's helpless to do anything about it. And our contention is that they are not helpless to do anything about it, that if in fact other people are dumping the garbage, it's still their responsibility as responsible property owners to clean this up on a timely basis. The property manager has said he was going to have his lawn guy do it on Tuesdays, but that's, A, it's not been happening, and B, if something is dumped Tuesday evening, that means he expects it should be left there a week, and that's not acceptable to us.
Is there any reason they could not get a second dumpster for that location?
They don't even need a second dumpster. Simply the trash, I think my personal opinion, they put a lock on the dumpster, and they have provided the 4 tenants with keys. For a couple of weeks, his excuse was, well, the lawn guy doesn't have the key, so he can't get in the dumpster. Why the lawn guy couldn't put it in the back of his own truck, I don't know. But it's a simple fact that if the dumpster's locked and somebody dumps it on the outside, they can just pick it up that day. There's porter services available. There's all kinds of service. They could even have one of their tenants for a break in the rent or something. It's not an impossible situation. Like I said, it's the only situation we have in town that is ongoing like this. And it's our stand that we just can't let this happen and continue to happen. That 6 days for trash to sit on the ground is not acceptable. And as Your Honor can see by these pictures, some of the same trash is sat on the ground for 2 and 3 weeks.
All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see. You have a photo taken 5/9/2016. 5/19/2016. What seems to be their problem that they cannot take some steps to correct this?
Your Honor, I don't know. Like, I've talked to the property manager several times, and he always has excuses. The lawn guy couldn't get the key. Its neighbors putting the trash out. And I told him flat out, I even read the label of one of the shipping labels on the box. It was the liquor store that had dumped the stuff on the pictures on the 23rd. Those boxes were from the liquor store. I told him that was his own tenants putting the trash there, not, you know. And I'm not saying there hasn't been outside trash. I'm sure there has. But the majority of the trash has been from his own tenants. And this morning, the pictures I took from that little bit of litter that's in front of the gate is from the rod building shop that's at the end of his plaza. So it's his own tenants that cause most of the problem.
Well, on 6/24, you've got litter outside, but you've also got a photograph of trash inside.
Yes, sir.
And then, 6/27 also?
Yes, sir.
And today.
The property manager indicated to me that he was going to be here this morning, Your Honor. I have not received any call from him or anything.
But you did. He is aware that there's a hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to find that there is a violation of section 4.15, I'm sorry, of ordinance 22-19, open storage prohibited. I think arguably there's also a violation of section 22-144, which is a public nuisance. So I'm going to find that there's a violation of both of those. And from the owner's seeming unwillingness to address the problem, I'm going to find that the violation is flagrant. We have evidence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of violation. I'm sure there were days in between,
yes,
but we have at least 8 days of violation. Each day is obviously a separate violation. I'm going to assess a fine of $250 a day for 8 days. That is $2,000. Hopefully, after that, we'll have their attention. I'll prepare an order to that effect. Anything else that needs to come before us today?
After this day, Your Honor, when will a repeat violation occur on that property?
I would say if this has not been corrected, bring it up at the next special magistrate hearing in July.
Yes, sir.
And at that point in time, as far as I'm concerned, it will be a repeat violation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, anything else to come before the board, the hearing today, the special magistrate today? All right, then we stand adjourned. I bet they find a way to correct it.